John Gry's Greg Hunt suspiciously goes by a completely different name in The White Lotus Season 3 after making a surprise appearance in the season premiere. Viewers who watched The White Lotus Seasons 1 and 2 will recognize Greg as the former husband of Jennifer Coolidge's iconic character Tanya McCoy. Greg and Tanya were two of the few recurring characters seen in both The White Lotus Seasons 1 and 2, but his return in The White Lotus Season 3 took many viewers, including myself, by complete surprise. Greg's shocking return makes him the only character to be featured in all 3 seasons of The White Lotus, which likely wasn't on too many people's Season 3 bingo cards. Greg, or rather, Gary, has been living in Thailand for at least a year with his much younger girlfriend, Chloe, who Walton Goggins' Rick Hatchett suspects is an escort Greg met in Dubai. Even though Greg is going under a false alias in Thailand, there's no question that he's the same guy who lived off Tanya's wealth and tried to kill her in Season 2. Greg is hiding his identity after what happened with Tanya in The White Lotus Season 2. Greg tried to have Tanya killed but escaped with her wealth after her accidental death. John Gry's as Greg in White Lotus Season 3. Greg is living incognito as Gary in Thailand, where he hides out with Chloe in relative seclusion. He's clearly involved in criminal activity after working with Quentin to try and kill Tanya in Season 2, which makes him immediately untrustworthy and someone to keep an eye on in The White Lotus Season 3. Given his apparent wealth, it seems that Greg did end up inheriting Tanya's money after she fell to her death in a tragic Season 2 accident. This strange twist of fate left Greg with what he wanted, Tanya's fortune, and everyone involved in Tanya's attempted murder dead. Based on Greg's sketchy past, it's quite obvious why he's going by a different name in Thailand, although it's somewhat hilarious that he couldn't think of anything better than Gary, another G name. It's unclear after the first handful of The White Lotus Season 3 episodes whether Greg acquired a completely new identity, with passports and bank accounts to match. It's more likely that, since Greg isn't actually wanted for killing Tanya, his legal name is still Greg Hunt. It will be interesting to discover whether Chloe knows about Gary's past and learn just how deep Greg's identity change goes. Belinda recognizing Greg means his identity will still be exposed in The White Lotus Season 3. Belinda won't forget about Greg after seeing him with Tanya in Season 1. Belinda looks like her purpose in The White Lotus Season 3 is much deeper than simply learning spa and relaxation techniques to take home to the White Lotus Resort in Hawaii. Since she is the only person who can uncover Gary's fraudulence, she is perfectly set up to expose Greg as the snake he actually is. After 2 episodes of The White Lotus Season 3, Belinda recognizes Greg at dinner but doesn't confront him, which seems to be setting up a Greg and Belinda reunion, leaving Gary's cover fully blown.